It's Power Rankings time, Week 13 style here on NFL Now and NFL.com/Power Rankings. I am Elliot Harrison. Of course, this is the big man, Maurice Jones. Drew.
Let's go. That's right, baby.
Let's take a look at the top 20 teams in the league, starting with 20 through 11 right there. You see the Lions have snuck back into the top 20, man, and they deserve it. You can even make the argument they deserve to be higher the way they're playing with Jim Bob Cooter running that offense, fixing it with a hammer and some screws, nuts, and bolts. How about the Bears, too, at 15? But of all these teams here, it's not those two teams or the hot Texans that you're looking at.
I'm looking at the Indianapolis Colts with Matt Hasselbeck, the old man. You know what? They will continue to rise if he stays the starter, because I think he plays the right ball right now. He's not turning the ball over. He's really making their team better in all phases, special teams, defense. I want to say the defense is allowing 11 less points than they would with Andrew Luck, and that's because he doesn't turn the ball over. They get a chance to rest on the sidelines as they go on these long drives. And again, Matt Hasselbeck is doing the right things. He's taking the safety where he doesn't want to go, throwing the ball where it's supposed to be, attacking people. That's what you want from Matt Hasselbeck.
It makes me want to ask you what you do with Andrew Luck when he's ready to go here. Let's take the top 10 right here, Kansas City. Yep, they snuck in the top 10 for the first time this season, really. I mean, they have been in the 20s for most of the year, but they are one of the hottest teams in pro football. Hottest team this side of the Carolina Panthers are the Kansas City Chiefs. Speaking of those Panthers, for the first time since about week 4, we have a new number 1, Carolina, at the number 1 spot. And I didn't overreact to the Denver win against the Patriots, but you want to talk to the Patriots.
Well, you should
talk
have.
about the Patriots.
Yeah, there's too many injuries right now. I mean, you lose Deion Lewis, you lose Julian Edelman, you lose Amendola. Gronk's out for a week. Who's going to throw the ball? Right, well, that's what they said, we think. But if he does come back and play, he's not going to be the Gronk that we're used to seeing coming off a knee sprain. On top of that, they just cut Chris Harper, one of their receivers. I mean, the offense is tore up right now, and so it's one of those issues where it's just like, man, who's going to be this guy? Is it going to be Chandler? Is Amendola going to come back? I mean, we have a question. So I just think because of injuries that you have to move them down a little bit, because it is power rankings, and if you're banged up with all these guys missing, I know you have Tom Brady, but I don't think he's that good to replace, to be able to help with all these injuries.
I think these are fair points. The one thing I would say is I didn't want to overreact to Denver getting literally every break in that game go their way. I don't think anyone could argue. Even Broncos fans would have to admit we did have a lot of things go our way just the right way. And New England was playing without those guys. At least this week they can prepare with what they have. When you lose a guy in the middle of the game, you can't prepare. You're just throwing the next guy in there. If Gronk can play, you got Scott Chandler, you could play 2 tights, and I think Amendola will be able to come back. But I agree with you, MJD. It gets tricky there. I just don't feel like Denver's a better team than New England. I don't.
Yeah, but remember, this is about power rankings. It's about going forward. Who's the best team towards the end of the year? I just think with all those injuries.
Maybe the Cardinals are better than both of them, but they struggled against the San Francisco 49ers. That's where it gets.
And they lost Chris Johnson.
There you go. That's right. So, David Johnson, it's your baby now, buddy. As far as the rest of the teams in the league, you can check them out. NFL.com/Power Rankings. You can hit us up at NFL Now with your thoughts or at Harrison NFL on Twitter. Hey, thanks for joining us.